Okay, so anyway, she sat on the edge of my couch. I saw her looking at my dick. I asked her if she wanted to suck my dick, and she said yeah. So she came over and started sucking my dick. Then we kind of just moved on over to the couch and we're fooling around. It was all consensual. My friend who had been in my bedroom, he got pissed. He thought I was cock blocking him, which I probably was, but I mean, God, I was drunk and horny, so I wanted to get in and get some of the action too. And she was good looking. So anyway, he left, which left the two of us alone. And we fooled around consensually and moved back into the bedroom. And honestly, this is where it gets fuzzy, and I don't know exactly what happened. And I'm going to tell you, this is the best of my knowledge what happened. We moved into the bedroom, fooled around, and I always had a problem when I was really heavily drinking that I couldn't orgasm. So I had a problem with that, and we fooled around. Well, this night also, I could not get fully erect because I'm sure, of all the drinking and pot smoking. So it really actually has turned out to be a blessing. But that night, I was only semi-hard, was the hardest I could get. And again, I don't know exactly what happened, and this is the best of my knowledge, but somewhere along the line, she said no. And I wasn't ready to stop. And I tried 4 or 5 times to get inside her, and she was saying no, but she wasn't pushing me off. She wasn't hitting me or anything like that. So I don't know exactly what was happening, but she definitely verbally said no. But I couldn't physically get inside her anyway. And she wasn't trying to get up or get away or anything like that. And so anyway, I don't believe that I ever got my penis inside her vagina that night. I believe all we ever had was oral sex. And eventually I got frustrated and quit. And at that point, I believe we both passed out. Now, I think her sister knocked on the door. I'm pretty sure that happened. I don't know. Am I being honest right now? I'm pretty sure her sister did knock on the door. And I don't remember exactly. I think my reaction was to turn off all the lights and not answer the door. I had a disco ball, and we had that disco ball on inside my house listening to music. And I turned that off, I know. And her sister, I believe, knew that I turned all the lights off. And I assume at that point she went and called the cops. I don't really know what happened, but that, I believe, is what happened. So, again, we went back to... Wait, no, I'm not telling it exactly right. See, I really don't know. It's all a little confusing. But at some point, too, when she was saying no, I think I really did try to rape her. I think I went in my closet and hid. And then I went back out and said, it's going to be good for the two of us. Or you're going to do this, or shit, I don't really even know. I don't know exactly what happened. But anyway, that's, okay, I think that's what happened. I think at that point I tried to get inside of her, and I had whiskey dick and couldn't. and she was saying no. And she didn't want to have sex. I know she didn't want to, but she was probably too drunk to fight me off. So we ended up, I tried to get it in. I couldn't physically get it inside of her, and thank God for that. And passed out. And about, I assume it's about 4 o'clock in the morning. It was definitely late at night. I heard a noise outside my door, and I was too drunk to get up and do anything. I heard it again, and I heard it again, and all of a sudden I heard somebody breaking into my apartment. So I got up to see what was going on. I didn't have any clothes on. And I get up, and there's a policeman with his flashlight out inside my apartment telling me to sit down and shut up, or whatever he said. I don't know. And I was too out of it to know what to do. And he kept yelling at me to sit down and shut up or whatever. So eventually I finally did sit down and shut up. And they asked her if she wanted to go, and she said yes. And they talked to her outside, and it was her sister and 2 other guys somehow. And I don't know how her sister knew where I lived at. So, but they lived in the same apartment complex I did. So anyway, the cops asked me to go outside, and when I went outside, they put handcuffs on me. And the cops will lie to you. So if you're watching this and you think that the cops are good and always on your side, that's bullshit. And you need to be careful, very careful about what you say and do around the cops. Anyway, they handcuffed me and put me in the back of a police car. And I sat there and watched her sister and those 2 guys, who I believe were gay by the way they were acting. And I knew it wasn't good because of the way they were acting. And it was a lot of drama going on out there. And the next thing I know, the sun's coming up. They're still talking to the cops. And I'm going to jail. And when I get to jail, they charge me with rape. And it kind of sucked. I don't know that I should really go into the jail part of it, but basically, I was in jail for about a day and a half before I got out, and it really, it wasn't good, but nobody messed with me in jail. The food's horrible, and I was the only white guy in my cell. Everybody else was Mexican. And by the time I got out, they had lowered the charge to illegal restraint, and I'd gotten a lawyer, and he told me that if I ever, the worst case scenario was that I'd probably have to take a 6-month course in anger management or something like that. And the worst part is I didn't know anybody in El Paso, so I had to call up my boss. He was the only person I knew, to ask him to get me out of jail. And instead of coming down there himself, he sent the security department guy. And the security department guy got me out of jail, but wasn't professional, told some people, and then, basically there was wild rumors floating around all over the business that I was in that I was a rapist, and the story gets so mangled up, but I actually even heard from another source that they had heard that I had some girl at gunpoint in Mexico, and how that came into play, I don't know. If you know anything at all about Mexico, you can't take guns down there, and you'd be a fool to take guns in Mexico, and if I did that, I'd have been in a Mexican jail and not an American jail. But anyway, of course, eventually, and fortunately, the case got dropped, and when the case got dropped, I had to go to court 3 times. They never showed up in court any 3 times, and eventually the judge dismissed the case. And legally, it was over with. I wasn't going to have to go to jail. I wasn't going to have to go to even an anger management class. I wasn't going to have to do anything. But my reputation was ruined, and I couldn't get a job anywhere else because everybody in the business that I worked in knew what had happened, and I was unemployable anywhere else. But they couldn't fire me because I hadn't done anything wrong. But they could make my life miserable, which they did. And eventually I decided that I would quit because, and I went and got a license to do another business, and I've been doing that, and it went pretty well. But with the economy being bad, it's gotten really rough the last couple of years, and I've struggled so bad financially the last couple of years. It's been really tough to take, but it may have also in part led to my recovery. I don't know, but anyway, financially I'm not making all that much money, but I'm not blowing my money drinking, gambling, and trying to have sex all the time. So run away from my problems by doing that, by the way. That, financially, the last year, even though I've not made very much money at all, we've been okay because I'm not blowing all my money anymore. So anyway, that's kind of where all that's at.